We've been a leader in banking for more than 100 years. You'll find us here, at home, on your phone, and everywhere you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Sponsored by Renaissance Bank.
Good morning, happy Valentine's Day, and welcome to Daily Journal Newsbreak for Wednesday, February 14th. I'm your host, Chris Kiefer, and we're going to talk about the top news and sports stories from Northeast Mississippi. But first, let's start with your weather forecast. Today calls for rain. That's a 70% chance of rain, high of 65 and a low of 61. Looking ahead at your 3-day outlook, Thursday, partly cloudy skies with a high of 73 and a low of 58. Friday, there's a 70% chance of rain, high of 62 and a low of 42, and Saturday more rain. That's a 90% chance, and the temperatures drop down. The high is 49 and the low is 40. Let's take a look now at today's top headlines. Tupelo Mayor Jason Shelton's administration has abandoned plans to seek a 6th All-America City Award for the city this year. According to City Hall officials, the decision was made to allow a variety of initiatives more time to develop and grow into their potential. Chief Operations Officer Don Lewis said fears arose that the intensive and lengthy application process might prove a distraction for the many volunteers engaged in grassroots civic engagement. The All-America City Award is given annually by the National Civic League to 10 communities ranging in size from the smallest towns and villages to the largest metropolitan areas. It is often considered the highest recognition of municipal achievements. The 2018 awards will focus on the theme of building community, achieving equity. In announcing his intent to seek the award again, Shelton touted efforts that began in 2016 after a Tupelo police officer shot and killed the local man during an altercation that followed a traffic stop. Those efforts include a citizen-led police advisory board, public forums, and increased attention to community-oriented policing. The Mississippi House voted on Tuesday not to require students to pass exit exams to graduate from high school. The vote came on an amendment to the bill funding the Department of Education and local school districts. It was offered by Representative Tom Miles, a Democrat from Forest. The state constitution prohibits the legislature from placing general law in appropriations bills, but legislators have gotten around that in the past by placing conditions on appropriations bills. Miles's amendment says funds could not be spent by the Board of Education on mandating exit exams to graduate from high school. Bipartisan opposition to the exit exams has existed for years. Numerous bills were filed this session to eliminate the exams or replace them by requiring a certain ACT score. Those bills were killed in committee. The State Board of Education has resisted efforts to scrap the exams. They are given in English, American history, algebra, and science. The vote on the Miles Amendment comes as the House and Senate work to pass their budget proposals for the upcoming fiscal year. The budget is expected to be completed in late March. The Tupelo Public School District honored its 2018 Teacher and Administrator of the Year on Tuesday. Lawndale Elementary School Principal Melissa Thomas was named Tupelo's 2018 Administrator of the Year. Tupelo High School English teacher Lisa Sandroni was named the district's 2018 Teacher of the Year. Thomas was recognized at TPSD's noon school board meeting. Sandroni was honored at the board's evening meeting. Thomas is in her 3rd year as principal at Lawndale. She has 15 years of experience as an educator, with 9 of those spent in administration. Thomas came to Tupelo 4 years ago and was a 9th grade administrator at Tupelo High before moving to Lawndale. She is also currently working on earning her doctorate in curriculum and instruction. Sandroni has been teaching English 2 and Pre-AP English 2 for 6 years. She also serves as a member of the THS leadership team, a professional learning community lead teacher, and co-advisor for the National English Honor Society. Both Thomas and Sandroni will now be eligible for the Mississippi Teacher and Administrator of the Year awards, which will be announced later this spring. And in sports, the Ole Miss baseball team is getting a lot of attention in the preseason rankings. Much of that is being fueled by the experienced pitching that returns from a staff that was 4th in the SEC last year with a 3.60 earned run average. If the good feelings are going to be extended into midseason and beyond, the Rebels are going to have to hit better than they did last year. Inconsistent offense was a factor on a team that finished 32-25 and failed to reach the postseason for only the 3rd time in 17 seasons under coach Mike Bianco. The Rebels were last in the SEC in hitting with a .253 batting average. However, they entered 2018 with confidence. Sophomore left-hander Ryan Rollison will start for Ole Miss on Friday as it opens the season against Winthrop. Rollison is the 11th ranked Major League Baseball draft prospect according to Baseball America. Bianco announced his rotation on Tuesday at the school's media day. Junior right-hander Brady Feigl will start on Saturday, and junior right-hander James MacArthur will start on Sunday. That does it for Newsbreak on this Wednesday. Don't forget that this show is just one of the many online offerings courtesy of the Daily Journal that gets you news off the page and on the go. Check out the Capitol View webcast each week with the Daily Journal's Bobby Harrison talking about the latest in state politics. On Tuesday's episode, he talked about school board elections, voting rights for felons, school funding, and school vouchers. Watch a replay in the video gallery on our website or on our Facebook page. And listen to the Prep Rally podcast for the latest in Northeast Mississippi high school sports with hosts Brad Locke and Dalton Middleton. Look for a new episode later this afternoon in Apple Podcasts, Google Play, or at preprally.djournal.com. Each story discussed on Newsbreak can be found in your Daily Journal or online at djournal.com, where you can also catch a new episode of Newsbreak each weekday morning at 7 a.m. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Kiefer. Have a great Wednesday.